So before we start, well, could you kindly introduce yourself a little bit, yourself and your institute?
Okay.
Minji, could you kindly tell us a little bit about Centennial College?
Sure. Good morning, everyone. So, Centennial College is located in Toronto, Canada. It's actually Ontario's first publicly funded college. So we started off with a very few engineering programs, and currently we're hosting more than 200 full-time programs. And the number of this international students that we have annually is up to more than 13,000 international students. And we're currently recruiting from more than 150 countries from all over the world. So yeah, that's Centennial College. We're located in Eastern Toronto, in Scarborough. And yes, we're happy to have you here. Hope to see you in Toronto, Canada.
Well, yeah, hopefully. Jason, could you kindly introduce yourself and your institution to us a little bit?
Yes. Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Jason Tannenbaum. I'm reaching you from New York. Monroe College is, we have a campus in New York City and one in the suburb to the north. And we have about 1,000 international students, so about a seventh of our entire population is international. And so we're excited to be part of this event. And I was able to meet some really interesting young folks yesterday, and I'm looking forward to another day today.
Thank you, Jason. By the way, you look so stylish.
Oh, well,
I must tell.
Thank you so much.
Ketamani, could you kind of tell us a little bit about your institution?
Hello, everyone. I am Ketavan, and I have my colleague over here, also Ketavan. So we are two Ketavan. We represent the university, which is called the Ilia State University, located in Georgia. It is a flagship public research and comprehensive higher education institution in Georgia, South Caucasia. We focus on the programs such as business, engineering, and medicine. We've been established in 2006 as a merger of 6 different institutions. They are having a long history and a diverse institutional profile. So, yep, here we are.
Thank you, Ketama. And actually, I would like to ask, like, what is it like being a student in Georgia? Because, like, we know, like, all the most popular destinations, but, like, what could you offer to a student? Like, what can they do in Georgia as a student?
Okay, so like Georgia is getting hub for international students because like the location, which is in between of Asia and Europe, is quite interesting for international students. The second thing is that we really offer the affordable tuition fees, and the living expenses here in Georgia is really affordable for international students. And one of the most important things is that they like staying here because like Tbilisi itself, the capital city of Georgia, is a really multicultural place. We have lots of cultural representatives over here, the diverse environment at the university and in the country in general. It's getting really interesting for international students to taste what it looks like to study in Georgia. And I guess Georgia is quite welcoming in terms of hosting international students as well. In terms of like, for example, getting visa to come to Georgia is not so difficult. Staying here after the graduation is also possible for some terms of conditions and terms. And yeah, that's quite interesting and attractive for international students, I guess. So
Thank you, Keto. And actually, like affordable living conditions and a beautiful country. So probably we are going to hear Georgia more in the future as well.
Yeah, like having all 4 seasons and, for example, going to summer for swimming and skiing at the same time is interesting, really. So you can go to mountains at the same time for the seaside as well as. So yeah, that's quite interesting. And nightlife in Tbilisi is quite vibrant, to be honest. And in terms of living as a student, is definitely really affordable. So that's really attractive.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Ketamam.
Thank you,
Jason.
too.
So as an experienced person in overseas education sector, I would like to ask you first. So what is the advantage of studying abroad? What would you think? Oh, Jason, you are still muted.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. So, yeah, I would say that, obviously studying abroad, broadens one's experience. I think when one studies abroad, we get a perspective that we would never be able to get by staying home. And I think wherever we go, I think we learn the culture and the microculture of that particular place. I mean, of course, here in the United States, we have a lot of subcultures. I mean, each state has its own culture in a way. And I think, you have to sort of choose the not just the school, but also the area where you want to study in order to really find what you're looking for. I think one tip that I would suggest to students who are considering studying abroad is to really think about where they would like to do an internship or where they perhaps would like to work afterwards, and consider really.
Well, you're quite lucky about this, by the way. Your institution is in New York. Everyone wants to live there.
Well, I think, well, here's, my point is, if you're thinking that you want to, work or have an internship in New York, you should probably go to school in New York. If you want to be in Kentucky or some other state, that's fine too. But that's where the network is. That's where you're going to begin to develop that network and relationships within the school, and that's going to help you to that next step. So I would say that would be one tip for students.
Okay, perfect. Well, what are the most popular courses of your institution?
Our institution, we have sort of traditional business courses, computer science courses, nursing, and criminology is a kind of unusual one. I think probably the most unusual majors, but very popular majors, are hospitality and culinary. So students can come and learn how to become a chef or to run a hotel. So we have many relationships around the world, including with relationships in Korea and Thailand and Japan for those particular majors. And that's the other exciting thing, is that we actually have relationships where students can go to other places and study abroad if they study with us. So I would say those are our most popular majors.
Thank you. By the way, of course, like if I'm studying in New York, then probably I'm going to want a job in New York as well, like after the graduation. So are you supporting your students about like getting an internship contract or getting a job contract?
Yes, every student must do an internship of some kind, and our Career Placement Center is very busy finding those internships. At the undergraduate level particularly, we're much more involved in that process. When students are doing optional training after their course at the graduate level, often they'll find it themselves, but we give them lots of tips and leads. So we're very much involved.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot, Jason. Well, Minji, what is it like being a student in Toronto?
So Toronto is a very diverse place. I'm sure everyone knows that. There are, because of its diversity, you just come into our campus and you see people from all different backgrounds. which is amazing. You're having friends from not just from Turkey, but from Asia, from South America, from Europe. So it's just the entire world in one campus, and yeah, yes, it's very interesting. As Jason mentioned, we learn about different cultures and the microcultures as well. And because of this, there is a lot of opportunity for students in Toronto, whether you're from somewhere else. There's a lot of opportunity given to our international students, especially.
Actually, I think the first is like the networking opportunity. So if you're studying in a campus, combining students from like over 100 nationalities, then probably like you are going to have a home like everywhere in the world.
That's true. So yes, we have different communities. That's right. Yes. So the good thing about that is students don't feel alone here because they see their community all around, right? They have different student communities, and the community itself in the city, it's very active. And yeah, as Jason mentioned, we also have the co-op and internship options for international students. We also have the global experience portion that's funded by the international education as well. So usually there are not a lot of scholarships or international, global experience opportunities for international students. Our college, we do a lot of funding to our international students. We send them out for global internship programs, and this is not really meant to be for domestic, but it was really meant to be for international students to have that experience gained, not only Canadian experience, but them coming to Canada. It doesn't end here. They go to other places, so that would definitely broaden their perspective, and this would actually give them a lot of opportunities, chances. And some of them, there are actually a lot of students who come to Canada, but they actually apply to something way different from what they had back home. So we have students who did business from back home, but we have women engineers. So they did business, now they're engineers. So it's a totally different story. But they were very successful, not just the college, but also the place, the environment here is very friendly.
So, but how do you support your students about their orientation process and adapting the culture process? Because they're coming to Centennial College to study, but like as far as I know, like you have many co-op programs and internship programs, so like they're adapting the culture quite easily. So, how do you support your students in that method?
That's right. So our international education, I believe we're known to be the largest across entire Canada. So we have more than 80 plus dedicated staff members, and they are divided into regions. For myself, I'm currently in charge of the Southeast Asia and the Middle East region. So we have staff members for different countries and regions. So students, before the students even arrive, the person who actually speaks that language will be with that student. So we'll be helping them from admissions up till they settle in their program. So we have
so is it possible for me to find a Turkish-speaking tutor in Centennial College?
That's right. We have a peer tutor who speaks Turkish. We have a student community who for Turkish students. And we have not only myself, but my colleagues who's supporting the Turkish students in admissions part. And we also have the international student advisors who do the visa-related issues. And there are also program-specific orientations that will happen during the first few weeks of the start of the school.
And also, like, I'd like to talk more about the internship and the work opportunities, because like most of the students are actually choosing the colleges in Canada for like the co-op programs and also like the post-study work permits. So could you kind of tell us a little bit about this process, like how they are finding their internships, how they are finding their co-op opportunities?
Yes, definitely. So the co-op and internship. So it's typically all the students, they have to have an internship, a Canadian experience when they come to our college. So it's just a matter of the wordings, I guess. So if the student goes to co-op, so these are for engineering and business related programs, it is it's a full-time job, and it's paid it's by the law. So the students are going out for a full-time job, and they're actually, before they go out for co-op, they have a semester wherein they could prepare, and there is actually a HR coordinator that helps them to prepare their resume, their cover letter, to find a job hunting. So these things, they're prepared, and they have to find a job, and they will be going out for 2 semesters, 3 semesters. So it's not just about having 1 semester of experience, but it could expand to up to 1 year. So that makes them very professional. And for the internship, it's usually for these hospitality programs or community health related programs. So in this internship, it's not a full-time job like the co-op, but it's just part of the course wherein they go out for part-time. This is not fully paid. It will depend on the program. But this is a mandate, where co-op is not a mandatory. It's an option for the students. If they would like to graduate without, I decided not to go to co-op because I wanted to shorten my period of study, then that's fine. But internship is a mandatory part. So they would have to go out and complete that internship portion. So once they do that co-op and internship, this would definitely give them more opportunities when it comes to their securing their full-time job after their college, after the entire course. So once they do a 1-year program in our college, they are eligible for the 1-year postgraduate work permit in Canada. If they did something more than 2 years, then they're eligible for 3 years postgraduate work permit in Canada. I also want to stress out that during this COVID, the Canadian government is very open to international students still. And just yesterday, they've announced that they will be accepting more immigrants, and the barriers will be lower. The traditional way would be 2 years or 3 years of studies and 1 year of work. Then they could maybe apply for permanent residency. Right now, it's going to be more easier for international students to apply. Let's say, for example, the new policy that they announced yesterday was if the student had graduated recently from a recognized institution, then they could apply. Or if the student had been working in this sector, in a health-related sector, then they could apply for permanent residency. So there are a lot of opportunities for students, not just in Centennial College, but even after their studies here in Toronto.
Actually, I have one last question about this, and then I want to ask this question to the other institutions as well. What is the percentage of the students who receives a permanent contract, like work contract, after their internships? Like, you are arranging their internships, okay, but like, what is the percentage of the students who keep that and then actually convert that internship to a work placement?
So you're asking if there is actually a department or a person who's doing that, right, in college?
Actually, no. I'm just wondering, like, if I'm doing my internship in a company, so and then after my graduation, I'm going to have my postgraduate work permit. So I'm just wondering if it's possible to continue working in the company that I'm having my internship.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So they could not be a full-time worker while they study. It's by the law, yeah.
Part-time, of course. But after the graduation, maybe if they're very happy with working with me, so are they offering a job contract?
Definitely, yes, definitely. So this is where the students actually secure their full-time job even before graduating. So it's actually the field placement and the co-op that's making the students go out and experience. And if the employers are satisfied with their work, they would definitely hire them as full-time markers after they graduate. Yeah, so there are really a lot of students who secure their jobs even before they graduate. And I'm proud to say that most of our students, like especially in the architectural or software engineering programs, we had a 100% employment rate after they graduated. So yes, we do have a lot of students.
So then actually, to sum up, so we are offering like the co-op programs to our international students so that after their graduation, they can continue working wherever they had their internship.
That's right.
Actually, it's a great opportunity. So, Ketevan, so how do you support your graduates in their careers?
Okay, so like it's a bit different system in Georgia. So firstly,
of course, like this was university and that one was the college. Of course, like everything is quite different. But do you offer a career service?
Like at the university, we have career service department. Those are like delivering information to the students. Those are also doing job fairs. Like in this pandemic, they are doing online these job fairs, helping students to deliver some sort of job opportunities. But what is most important, we offer internship within the program as well. So whenever they are studying on bachelor's program last semester, when they are doing their project, besides of that, they are taking the internship, which is in our partner companies that are partnering closely to the university, especially that relates to the engineering programs. But in terms of the medical program, they are supposed to go through mandatory internship at the clinic. So yeah, they are getting all the skills whatever they need after the graduation to get successfully employed. In terms of the master's programs, like mostly students on master's program, they are working. We have classes at like after 6 p.m., which means that we give them opportunity to work while studying. So while they are having the classes after 6 p.m., they are having lots of opportunities to find a job and get like employed. But it's a very difficult in case of medical programs because they are really studying hard during their study process. So it's
probably their classes are not starting after
internship at the same time. However, at the end of their study, they are doing internship, which is mandatory, and they can't finalize their studies without internship. And I just want to address the issue regarding the pandemic. We really closely support international students with the government to manage their arrival in Georgia back in order to attend their classes, which is mandatory to attend. For example, like there are lab classes, clinicals, preclinical classes that are like impossible to study online. So our government is helping us to bring our students with some sort of terms and conditions. And then we are helping individually assist all of the students to like go to quarantine, finish the quarantine, then to come to the university with all the safety regulations. So yeah, that is what we are doing at the moment.
Well, yeah, actually, we are going to talk about like the COVID situation, of course, like how do you support your students during pandemic? So this is actually probably the most popular question of the seminar. We are definitely going to be talking about.
It is. Unfortunately, it is.
The last 15 minutes, actually, we are totally going to talk about this. So actually, I have one more question about the admission requirements. So what are you looking for in your prospective students?
We like depends on the program. We have different criteria.
Well, like bachelor programs and master
engineering and business programs, like all the general requirements are the English language certificate. However, if they do not have the language certificate, we have the online-based institutional tests, which is free of charge. Then, based on the program requirements, for example, for engineering programs, we require the entrance exam in mathematics. And in case of the medical program, we require additionally entrance exam in chemistry and biology, both subjects together.
Is it possible to take that exam online? Because, of course, like, yes. Our students are from Turkey. We can cross the border easily and then take the test in Georgia. But during this COVID time, probably most of the students would like to take the test online.
Before COVID era as well, we were doing all these exams online because we can understand that students can't travel a lot while they are getting to get admitted. So we arrange all the stuff before COVID and after, like this period and after COVID as well. These exams are fully online, so they can finish their whole admission process online without coming to the university. However, whenever they are admitted and the whole enrollment process is done, then we arrange the visa related things and arrival arrangements and so on.
Okay. And also, do we have to show an international recognized English test, or are you conducting your
own? International certificates, and if it's not international certificates such as TOEFL or IELTS, then we require our institutional online-based test, which is also in line with the international certification tests such as IELTS and TOEFL. So yeah, that is what we require.
Thank you. And also, one last question, actually, especially for the medical students. What is the deadline to apply?
To be honest, we have deadline until 10th of August, which is quite far to get. Yeah, it's a bit different in if you compare with other universities, because they stop accepting applications by May or June at latest. However, we have application process until 10th of August. Enrollment process doesn't take lots of time. To be honest, we just need 1 month to finalize the whole process. So yeah, until 10th of August, we are available to receive the applications, and it is open right now as well. So yeah, interested if applicants can apply right now.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Ketevan. So, Jason, so what are your admission requirements? What are you looking for in your prospective students?
Our prospective students are, we really take a holistic approach to our admissions. Of course, we look at GPA, but it is not the defining factor. We also, of course, look at other factors, including their English, and we accept also TOEFL, IELTS, and recently we're getting very attracted to the Duolingo test. So Duolingo, which is an app that many people have on their phone for learning language. They also
and it's so much fun.
They're fun. They're fun, and actually, the test is kind of game-like as well, and but it is, it has been it's equivalent to the TOEFL and IELTS. They've equivocated it with those tests. So and it's a less expensive test. It's like a quarter of the price of TOEFL.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they can do it at home on their computer, and they just have to show their passport, and they do an online interview with and so it's we like that. So students have to take some kind of test. If they fall below our standard, we will issue them a conditional admission letter, which allows them to come and study in our ESL department until they are prepared for their degree. So, all of these factors, all these factors are what we think about in admission.
Okay, perfect. So let's say that I have taken my IELTS exam, but I'm just below the English requirements. So is it possible for me to join your English language courses prior to my academic course?
Yes, and currently all of our ESL program, since January, we've been running online. It's worked pretty well. We even have students studying from Korea and China. It's 8 o'clock in the morning for us and 8 o'clock in the evening for them, but and they sometimes study until late into the night. But of course, most of our students are only doing ESL, so they've basically rearranged their life schedule for that. And it's a 12-week intensive program where they're learning not just about English; they're learning other academic skills such as research, how to prepare and deliver a presentation, how to do group work. In my doctoral study, I studied Asian students studying at American colleges and found that group work, which is very prevalent in America, is one of the most challenging aspects for a lot of students to deal with. So we actually do lots of dry runs where we are actually showing them how to actually participate, how to take leadership, these type of skills beyond just ESL.
Actually, so it is not required, of course, to participate to the English language courses, but recommended, I guess, because they're not just learning English, they are learning skills that they are going to need in their academic courses.
Well, exactly. And, I certainly, I understand everybody's, need to save and cost and this kind of thing. Actually, our ESL program is actually also very inexpensive compared to what it is on. Actually, even our on-site is pretty inexpensive, but online very, very inexpensive. And we do suggest, even for folks who kind of are just at about or even above the recommended, let's say TOEFL level, we suggest it to them. We don't make them do it, but we say, look, here, this is going to help you build your not just your language, but your confidence in the classroom.
Exactly. Yes. So, actually, I want to ask about the COVID-19 question. So, the first one is, are you planning to have a face-to-face education in September 2021? So, Jason, this is going to be my first question about the COVID.
The answer is yes, we hope so. That's the hope. We'd actually thought to, hopefully we thought by April even, but looks like it's going to be September. We are planning for, what we're planning for is what we call a high flex program, where some of the students are going to be in the classroom on site. We will continue to run our virtual classes as well in the same class, so that the instructor will teach to both folks who are there in the class physically and people who are online, and we're working out the technical aspects of that. So we want to continue to. Online has been actually quite successful for us. And
actually, yes, I just want to ask about that too. Like, after the COVID, are you still planning to continue teaching online, or like offering this as an option to the students?
Yeah, many of our majors, including business and computer science, can be done completely online, even and they can be done even after COVID online. Obviously,
so actually, you were well prepared before COVID already.
Yes, and they can even, and in fact, they can even do all of their education online, and then come for the last 2 semesters. And then they're still eligible for their internship. So they can do almost everything online, and then they can come, and do an internship. So we want to.
Yes, I just want to ask more questions about this. So this is actually a great opportunity, because I can continue working here, but I can study at the same time. But after that, I can just create this job here. I'm not, of course, talking about myself, but like a student can create his job and then move to the US and then start the internship, right?
That's well, they have to study 2 semesters on the campus to be eligible for that.
So 1 year.
We have trimesters, so it's
okay then.
Usually like a spring and summer, and then in the fall they're eligible.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, actually that's a great opportunity.
It is. We're really trying to make it flexible and helpful for the students.
Thank you, Jason. Probably this is going to take our students, our audience's attention. Thank you. Minji, so are you planning to go back to the face-to-face education in September 2021?
Yes, I hope so.
The same answer for everyone.
Yeah, I wish we could control this, but
of course.
Ontario, the province of Ontario just went to another lockdown yesterday, and there was a stay-at-home order by the government. So at this point, if it's going to be the same as what we're having right now, I think we're not so much hopeful. But considering the fact that there are a lot of people getting vaccinated at this time, I'm also hopeful on the other side. So we're just waiting for the government to release some orders, limitations. But yeah, we're having a lot of students still coming in, still arriving in Toronto, despite the different regulations. The hotel quarantine, that's what we have right now, but they're still able to arrive. So we're very positive about the in-person classes. However, we're already starting the hybrid version for some programs, such as the engineering or the aviation. Yes, these kind of the programs that really need the lab skills. We have them come into the college maybe once a week or once in 2 weeks. So this is what we're doing right now. Otherwise, whatever can be done online. We have invested a lot of money for the online programs.
Actually, I want to ask about that as well, because the COVID situation has happened so quickly.
That's right.
And like, how did you manage to adapt to the online education? Were you well prepared before? Were you conducting online classes? So how did you manage this the situation?
Yes, we did not have many of them, but we had very few of them, which were being done online, like the event management program from our hospitality department. It was already running online. But to be honest, the ultimate goal for the students, for international students, is to come to Canada and settle here. So it was not a very popular option for international students. But yes, we started when COVID hit Toronto in March 2020. We were able to start an online program, 22 online programs for summer 2020. So we were very well prepared.
Well, I want to ask about something to sort of interrupt, but is it possible to get the posted work permit after studying and graduating online?
Yes. So at first, we asked the students, the government asked the students that at least if you start online, you have to come to Canada and stay at least a year. Whether it's Vancouver or Toronto or Montreal, as long as you're here for more than a year, then that's fine. But now, because it's been already a year, the policies are changing. Some of the programs have already ended. Let's say, for example, for summer 2020, students who started summer 2020, if it's a one-year program, they already they graduated already. Yeah, and there was no change. Everything had to be online. So in this case, the government they were very flexible. They said, if it was not possible that you had to come here, then we're still giving you the postgraduate work permit. So there are changes every now and then, depending on the current situation. So they're very considerate about our international students.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. It's a relief to hear that. Because we don't know how long this situation is going to continue. So that's why
right.
Knowing that the schools and the governments are supporting the international students is a relief.
That's right.
How do you support your students during the COVID-19 situation? How was it for you?
To be honest, in Georgia, it was not allowed to have a distance learning or online teaching. So before pandemic, we never had experience of teaching online. However, we were using some of the tools which was related for example, e-learning tools such as Moodle and so on. We are using them to upload some sort of material, so students were downloading or watching some sort of videos, but that was not fully for the online teaching. But as soon as the COVID hit us, then we simultaneously moved to online platforms. We also had the different platforms to add in our systems. So yeah, we switched, get it adapted. Unfortunately, we're not really happy to have the online classes, to be honest. We prefer to have the face-to-face. However, right now that's not fully possible. We have the hybrid system for some of the courses that is not really possible to fully have the online. So students are still coming to the university for some sort of courses. We often open the library and facilities for the students as well, because not everyone is having the access to study materials or internet or something like that. If they are experiencing some sort of technical problems, they are coming to the university. Of course, the safety rules are attached to all of this, but still they can come to the university and use some sort of facilities. So yeah, in general, it is like that. We really do hope, as my colleagues, but I'm not very sure what it will be in September. Unfortunately, we can't manage everything or guess anything about the virus. However, yeah, we do keep the positive thinking about the next session. Let's see what will be, hopefully better than right now.
So if it's going to be online in September, do you think that you're prepared for this? Because we don't know what is going to happen. Unfortunately, we cannot.
Like right now, like the general courses that doesn't need to come to the universities are fully implemented online. So everything is switched to online teaching. So there is not any problem in terms of from the technical point of view, and the platforms are fully working. So this is available. However, like, as I mentioned, for some courses, that is not really possible to fully have the online classes. That is our main concern, especially for the medical and engineering programs, which we are very much like focused on at the moment.
Okay, yes, thank you. Thanks a lot. But before ending the seminar, well, Jason, do you have any message to send to your prospective students?
Well, my message, I think, for students is to, keep preparing. I know that a lot of people put their plans on hold, and are sort of waiting out the pandemic, and of course, that's how things are. But keep preparing. I guess that's my message: is don't stop, particularly with the language learning. With English, it's really helpful if your English is pretty good once you get here, because even though folks usually do pretty well, we do have support. Even once they matriculate into the degree, we still have ESL support for many of our students. But they have a lot of work to do. They've got to prepare essays and presentations and these kinds of things. It's very time consuming, and it's very challenging even for native English speakers. These are hard things to do. So to do this in a second language is particularly challenging, and so my message is keep studying and don't lose your dream. It's still out there for you to go and get.
Thank you, Jason. That was very nice and very sweet. Thanks a lot. Minji, do you have any message to your prospective students?
Yes. So because online programs, it was not really attractive when first COVID happened. And now I believe as the COVID situation it's just there. Nothing has changed. And students are being more positive about the online programs this time right now. So I just would like to tell the students to act now. If you are to come to Canada or to study abroad, if it's anywhere else, I would suggest to students to start your studies now from back home. This could end any time, and if you would like to get the benefits and advantages, I recommend the students to start now so that you could at least be part of this advantage group. So definitely, if there will be,
they shouldn't be postponing their dreams.
Exactly. Yes.
They should take action immediately. Yes, we definitely agree to that.
That's right. By the time the government opens the border, everyone's just going to come. So before that happens, you will be put into priority if you already are starting your studies in Canada.
Actually,
so
yes. I couldn't agree more. Yes, thank you.
Yes, and and later on when everything's better, and I hope to see everyone here in Toronto.
Mm-hmm. Yes, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Thank you.
So, do you have any message to send to your prospective students?
I guess I want to wish them good luck for their finals and graduation examinations. I would like them to get ready and don't let Corona to change their future plans, to start the personal development, to increase their networks by studying abroad. So we are here. We will be supporting them as much as we can, and hopefully their dreams will come true by studying abroad.
Thank you, Ketan. Thanks a lot, guys, for being here today. I really enjoyed this conversation. I'm pretty sure that our students, our audience is also very happy after this seminar. You have given like the valuable lessons and like your precious thoughts about this COVID situation and the importance of the studying abroad. Thank you for being here and enjoy the fair.
Thank you.
Thank you.